What's going on, y'all? In today's video, I want to talk about mental planning ahead, because oftentimes I find a lot of you guys don't do it. No matter where you're at in your entrepreneurship journey, whether you guys have started, whether you guys aren't starting yet, whether you guys are a couple of years down the line, have already made your first $1 million, no matter what it is, there's always predicting, preventing, and providing. You always have to hope for the best and prepare for the worst. And more times, especially when people are just getting started in e-commerce, getting started in their business, Shopify, brand, whatever it is, the thought is that you are going to make money, which yes, you will, granted that you maintain consistency. But if it was that easy for you to just get started and all of a sudden turn over $1 million, then I think everybody and their mom would be doing it. And the issue is, it's not actually that easy. And considering it's not that easy, you have to be able to predict certain unforeseen circumstances. But when you're first getting into business, you don't know what potential issues you might run into. So for me personally, I went through my fair share of trials and tribulations when it came to running my e-com stores. I started off not knowing how to build out a store, and I didn't realize that my store wasn't going to convert. I found out that it's not every product that's going to sell. I found out it's not every product that's going to be profitable. You find out that your suppliers might run out of inventory. You find out that your cost of goods might go up and you may no longer be profitable. You get Shopify payments holds, Stripe holds, all these things of that nature. And these are unforeseen circumstances, especially when you haven't yet operated these types of businesses. So you don't know the ins and outs of it to the point where you can see what may go wrong, what won't go wrong, and where you guys will see opportunity. So the reason why you guys have to consistently mental plan ahead for all of these things is, if you don't, you may put yourself in a situation where you're going to have a lot of downtime. And the reason why I'm talking about this is that last year I went through a period where I did have a lot of downtime because of unforeseen circumstances. And typically this tends to happen in situations where you're testing new things, where you're seeking new business ventures, seeking new ideas and trying to implement them. You're going to run into things that you couldn't predict happening. And it's almost inevitable. In any type of business that you operate, there's going to be issues. There's going to be delays. You're going to have, some places where you lose money. And it's just a matter of you being able to pick up those losses and make up for them with certain solutions. And granted that I hadn't necessarily prepared myself financially to take on certain losses last year, I would have probably killed myself. When I say kill myself, I don't mean myself, I'm talking about in a financial perspective. And so a lot of you guys that are out there that are running brands, once you start making your first bit of money, you can't just take that money and then go splurge it on your car, go splurge it on your house or whatever it is. You have to be able to understand what money you have in your account that can be invested, what can be allocated towards your own personal expenses, what you can use where, and based on that, and based on only that, that's the money that you have to spend. So I'm currently at a point here where I've worked out a lot of nicks and crevices and a lot of blanks within the business that will allow me to push forward, and that is currently allowing me to start off 2025 on the right note. And for those of you, and I'll give out different case scenarios, for those of you that, let's say, haven't yet started, you guys have to keep in mind that you can't just go all into this right now if you don't have the knowledge or experience to start up any of these businesses. I'm speaking whether you're planning on becoming a trader, whether you're planning on starting off a marketing agency, whether you're planning on starting a brand, becoming an influencer, whatever it is. No matter what field you're jumping into, the main thing you guys need, especially if you're operating a business, is cash flow. And you have to figure out where you're going to get that cash flow from. So for me personally, I didn't have the money in my account to go fund the business. And I also didn't feel comfortable just funding the business off of the money that I had in my account. And so what that means is I had to go out and work a job. And I know for a lot of you guys, it might be how could I say this? It might be you guys could potentially use this as a red flag to mentally think that this isn't going to work. But if you take every dollar that you're making and think about it from a business perspective and think about where it can be invested and how it can be used, it's less of you going to work. It's not a pride thing. Remove your pride from it and just look at it from a business perspective. You're investing these hours to receive this money to put into this business to learn this skill set that will allow you to grow and make X amount of money. And that's how you guys have to look at it. So when I was working, I didn't let it touch my ego. I didn't let it hit me because I knew that I was doing it for a productive reason. And I was knowing that I was gonna get into these jobs and make this little bit of money, and I didn't have the expectation that I was gonna be there forever. And when am I gonna get out of this rat race, and it's something that's consistently happening over and over again, and I'm tired and I'm doing this and whatever. No, you have to know that, all right, well, this is what I'm doing, and until I can achieve this status or until I get here with my business, then I'll feel comfortable to leave. And so that's what you have to tell yourself. So this is also the whole mental planning aspect of it. So I mentally planned for a lot of things to happen. Some of these situations played out, some of them didn't. And when you are in business, and if you have the expectation to keep growing over time, you have to be able to plan ahead to allow yourself to continuously grow. Don't put yourself in a position where you might fall behind. Don't put yourself in a position where you're setting up yourself under certain circumstances where these risks are not properly assessed to the point where you won't be able to get out of these risks later down the line. So what I'm trying to tell you guys is that the mental planning aspect, you have to think about a lot of things from a common sense and a logical standpoint within your business. You can't expect or you can't plan based off of certain events happening or not happening, right? You have to be aware that, all right, well, if this situation does not play out in my favor, here's what I will do. And that's how you have to go about it. So I'm hopping on here, obviously, to just tell you guys this because I went through my fair share of trials and tribulations when it came to these case scenarios. And I found myself in situations where, all right, shit, this didn't work out. Well, fuck, all right, I'm gonna do this instead. And then I was able to pick back up that loss because I properly assessed certain risks. That's how you guys have to look at this stuff. So don't get into something with the expectation of going from here to here real quick. You guys have to take the gradual steps and learn the gradual skill sets over time and improve your craft in order for you to grow. You don't just go from 0 to 100. If that's how you guys see life, a large majority of times, life doesn't go like that. And definitely you will have those peaks where you hit those hundreds, but you also have those times where you're gonna have lows. You get what I'm saying? And this goes for everything, right? Like if you guys will go out and get a job and you have the expectation of just hopping into a job and being the manager, what did you go through in order to be able to achieve that manager status? And that's why I say, like, the concepts of life apply in every aspect. You don't start off school in grade 12. You gotta go through your pre-K, and you gotta go through your elementary, your middle school, you go through high school, and then you have college, university, and all those things. So that's the perspective you guys have to see it. And most people don't apply these concepts to everything that they do in life. And that's the reason why people have false expectations and set false standards for themselves, because you don't see these concepts of life. This stuff is not fucking easy, bro. You have to sacrifice every single day, blood, sweat, and tears. You have to sacrifice financial losses. You have to sacrifice good nights of sleep to just put yourself in a better situation. And so with that being said, guys, once again, the link to the Telegram chat is in the description down below. Anybody you guys want to network with, any type of business you guys are running, click the link down below, join the group, talk to like-minded individuals, and continue to make progress in your business field. Leave a comment down below, letting me know what you guys are struggling with, and I'll be able to get back to you guys with my piece of advice personally, based on my experience and my own knowledge. And aside from that, shit, leave a like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.